All right, guys. So we are coming to you a little late into the game. So this is we have completed one turn. I'm playing my CSM, kind of a similar build to like what I played before. It's going to be in the description, but triple Forge Fiend, triple Obliterators, triple Chosen, double Rhino, 2 Cultist Squads, the Blue Scribes, 2 Nurglings, and that's the list. So lots and lots and lots of violence. I was like, why don't I just take all the shooting and just send it? And I think I've done that here. But I got first turn. I'm playing tactical, and so is Nick, who's playing Tyranids over there. I'll let Nick kind of talk about his deployment in just a second here before he runs into his first turn. But I drew deploy teleport homers and bring it down. Obviously, Nick's not going to give me bring it down on turn 1. He hid his 1 bring it down target, or actually he has 3 technically with the Swarm Lord and the Neurotyrant. There we go. I was searching for the word, but wasn't able to draw that. I moved Cultist to the middle here to teleport homers. So we got 3 on that, and then we just dumped bring it down for CP, and it's over to Nick for his turn. So I'll let Nick talk to where he is and what he's doing in his turn.
Okay, back at it here with some more warriors. Only got 1 unit this time. Still rocking the Swarm Lord for his giant CP tax. 270 points for an extra CP a turn. Usually worth it with Vanguard since I am starving for CP. Got unit Hormagaunts. I got 3 Neurolictors, 3 Exocrines. I got a regular unit of Termagants hanging out in there to be an OC2. Biovore. Got the Death Leaper. 2 3-man units of the Von Ryans. We're all deployed here. In Deep Strike, I have 1 Trigon, 2 units of Gargoyles, and 1 Ripper, who I'm about to bring in to get me some points. Getting ready to start my turn 1. I got Behind Enemy Lines and Investigate Signals, which are my personal favorites for this army. So we're going to go ahead and score some points and see what happens. All right, so I've moved. I got a guy back here in the corner. I've screened out the best I can. I'm over here touching him, testing that objective. I put a Spore Mine right there to be annoying. Got me behind enemy lines. Got the 3 different corners for Investigate Signals. And we're about to see what the carnage is going to be for next turn.
I wanted you to paint him for a year.
Engage on all fronts and extend, or sorry, I drew extend battle lines and behind enemy lines. And I was like, behind lines is going to be tough. Nick had screened out his entire backfield. And so the Nurglings that I wanted to bring in, there's no place for them to drop in. And so I was in a position where I had to come out with these Chosen and try to charge into the Neurolictor that was back in the back corner in order to score that secondary. So I'm like debating. I ended up punting behind enemy lines to draw again. Got engaged on all fronts, which is functionally the same thing, right? Like I need to be in this corner, which I can't really get to. It's difficult. And so the same thing that would have happened anyway. The cheeky thing that happened there is Nick has ways to force battle shocks. He forced the battle shock on the Chosen. The Chosen failed the battle shock, so they are not eligible for engage on all fronts. And so he skunked me on my engage on all fronts, which is like a big secondary swing when you're playing against Tyranids and they score a lot of secondaries. It's a really good play by him. I was able to kill all the Gaunts that were here and kill all the Gaunts but 2 of them that were here. And then all the Von Ryans that were here. So had a pretty good turn of like clearing off objectives. These guys were going to be functionally invincible because of the Vanguard strat, and so I didn't devote resources to trying to deal with them. We're going to deal with them next turn when he has less screening. But all in all, I was able to score extend battle lines for 5, and I think put myself in a decent position where I'm touching a lot of objectives and forcing him to come out. So we'll see what Nick does with his turn 2. Nick, what did you draw?
All right. I drew Tempting Target and Extend Battle Lines. So should be interesting. I got some guys I can bring in this turn if I want to. Got some things to do. So we'll see what happens here in a little bit. All right, pretty good turn. I was able to get tempting target and also extend battle lines. I am still screening out because I'm very scared of what's about to show up this turn. I brought a unit of gargoyles in over here. Touched this objective, got me tempting target. Touched this objective over here just to contest and give me some extra points there. Stop him from scoring primary. Over here, killed a unit of the possessed with the big blob of warriors. Just hanging out being cool. And that's about it. I'm feeling pretty good. I got everything measured out and screened just the way I like it. His turn 3 coming up, so everything's got to come in this turn, and then we'll see where we lay. All right, so that went predictably bad for me. Joe was able to clear off all the objectives and get all his guys on the objectives. It's going to max him out for his secondaries for this turn. He had overwhelming force and area denial, which seemed really good, so I had a lot of guys in that middle point there. Put me in a sticky situation, but all his guys are on the table now.
All right, guys. So going into Nick's turn, a couple things happened. So he brought the gargoyles in, shot, and then moved to build this like line where the chosen can't pop out and go touch all of those exocrine that are back there, unless we go crazy with dice. But I think he's held me for another turn of doing that. He wasn't able to really pick up any of my shooting, so all of my shooting is still intact, but charged over, forced the battle shock on the Rhino. I failed yet another 6-up battle shock, and he was able to get +1 to wound and murder the Rhino with the warriors, which was pretty cool. Brought in the Trigon back here, couldn't get a charge, and then this Neurolictor came over and fought 5 cultists and killed them down to 1, so I'll have to take a battle shock in just a second. The Chosen that were on the middle scoring me all of my secondaries from last turn died. So between Flamers and Exocrines, he just said goodbye. But I think hopefully I can have a pretty good clap back here, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is the game of just trading back and forth, stopping each other from scoring primary. I drew Assassination to Secure No Man's Land. My dice tried to stop me from getting stuff done, but I was able to. I had to put 2 full squads of Obliterators and 1 Forge Fiend into the Stormlord that was here. The first 2, funny enough, aced him like down to 3 wounds, and to get those final 3 wounds off, it took a Forge Fiend plus another unit of Obliterators, but that is how 40K works sometimes. Importantly, Nick popped Shadows, and I declined to pass any of my battle shocks. Luckily, Chosen were in a Rhino, so they were like, haha, you can't battle shock me because I'm in a Rhino. And they were able to help me control the middle and score some primary. This Forge Fiend passed his, and then this Obliterator squad passed, and this Forge Fiend here passed. But like literally everybody on this side of the board outside of like 1 model just failed. So we were in a position where we had to kind of kill away. We're tied here, but I touch here and touch here for Secure No Man's Land. So all in all, pretty decent turn for me. It's going to be difficult because I wasn't able to. I wanted to be able to kill 1 to 2 Exocrines. I think 2 is ambitious, but I think 1 is possible, and that just didn't happen. So we'll see how Nick's clapback looks, and then I think it's going to be a really tight game at the end.
Okay, so going into turn 4, we did a little bit of quick math on stuff. I ended up drawing no prisoners and Storm Hostile, and all I had to do was kill 2 things to get max on my secondary for that. So I killed the cultist over here, and I ended up shooting one of the fiends over here down, so that got me my no prisoners. And then I took this point over here because everybody over here is battle shocked, so I was able to make it over there. That would kind of wrap it up. We figured out point-wise, we tied on our primary, and then I got 2 extra points. I didn't write it down, but I got 2 extra points on my secondary for Max, and he got 38 on his. So that'll be a Tyranid victory by 2 points. Just barely squeaked it out. All the battle shock was super relevant in this game, and it's really the only reason I had a chance, to be perfectly honest, because, man, these guys shoot hard. But that will do it for this one, and we will see you in the next.